Who know what's going on, beautiful people? So in this video, I'm going to talk about something completely different that I actually don't even hear a lot of people talking about on YouTube. And that is how to make your offer, right? Not what your offer should be, but how do you present it to the seller? Have you ever thought about that? Right? So you're not going to want to miss this. Before I go any further, I have to do the ads. Please like, subscribe, share, all of that amazing stuff, and check out the descriptions below because I have some incredible events coming up. But let's get into making your offer to your sellers. Specifically, when this doesn't really even have to do with wholesaling specifically. Actually, let me reframe that or change that. But I see so many new investors who come in, and I get it because I was that person too at one point, where you're about to make your offer using the golden formula, which I do 70% of the ARV minus repairs, right? So many times new investors tiptoe around their offer, right? So if they know that they need to be making this offer at, let's just say, $70,000, they're going to say, hey, Mr. Seller, I think I can offer you $70,000. Like they say it like scared almost. They say it in a way where they believe that maybe the seller is going to lash out at them or the seller's going to cuss them out or something crazy, but they're not most of the time, okay? But here's something crazy, and I really need you to hear me out on this, okay? People feed on your energy. If your offer sounds doubtful, if you sound doubtful, if you act like you're nervous, your sellers feel that and they can sense it and they know that you're not confident in your offer. So here's the thing, what I need you to do, I need you to actually change your mindset. I need you to go in here and think and believe that this seller is going to expect or accept your offer. I know this sounds crazy. I know that you don't hear a lot of people talking about this, but I expect a seller to accept my offer when I go in there. I make my offer with big energy, and I'm talking about I expect them to be happy about my offer. I really do. So it would sound something like this for me, like, hey, seller, guess what? I'm super excited. Your offer actually came back a lot higher than what we were expecting, right? And I'm saying, so it sounds like, or no, I wouldn't say it sounds like. So what we would do is we would offer you $70,000 and we can still cover all of the closing costs, right? I'm saying it with enthusiasm. I'm saying it with joy. I'm saying it with expectation that they're going to be happy about my offer. So you really have to sit and ask yourself, how are you presenting and delivering your offer? Are you delivering them from a sense of expectation, or are you delivering them from a sense of scarcity, thinking that they're not going to accept your offer? Because I promise you that's playing an outcome on it. Now, as a kind of bonus to this, I want to tell you that it is very, very rare that I actually make the offer on the very first call. I don't. So what I would do, I would call you. We would have a conversation. I would gather as much information as I could about the property, about your situation, about what's going on, and why you're looking to sell, right? I go through this information gathering phase, so to speak. And then when I've gathered as much information as I can, I typically get off the phone and I tell the seller something like this, like, hey, Mr. Seller, I tell you what, let me hop off the phone here, kind of run some numbers, touch bases with my team, with my underwriting team, and then I'll give you a call back so that way we can discuss the offer. When is a good time I can call you back later on? Not if there's a good time, when is there a good time? Because I know there will be, right? So this way, I do this for multiple reasons. Number one, if I'm cold calling somebody, think about this. This is a cold call. They're a cold lead. They don't know who I am. They don't know what I want. They're still probably trying to figure out if I'm scammy or spammy, right? And so I'm going to try to build as much trust as I possibly can. But when I get off of that phone call and I schedule a call back, now I'm taking that from a cold call to a scheduled appointment. And when I do that, when I call them back, they know who I am, they know what I want, they know why I'm calling, and they're expecting my phone call. So now that seller's mindset is completely different because we've had a conversation prior to. This isn't the first time we're talking to each other. And also the mood changes when you're calling that seller the second time, right? Because now their guard has been let down just a little bit. And so that's why I rarely give a call on the first time. And then secondly, I mess up. I stumble on my words. I do it in these videos. I'm not perfect. I'm far from it, right? And so if I'm having a conversation with the seller and they're leaning into me really hard, well, guess what? Now I get a chance to get off the phone, get my mind back in the game, get me a shot of bourbon or whatever it is that I need to get myself back together, right? And then I can call that seller back and give it a go around, go in for round two, and that way try to build a little more trust and a little more rapport. Okay, so that's why I don't always give that offer. Actually, I never give that offer. Give yourself that time to get off the phone, run your numbers. That's a whole nother thing too, right? Like you actually get to run your numbers, spend your time doing that. You're not rushing. So it's been a really good blessing for me doing it this way. Everybody's going to have their own way of doing things. You're going to have to find something that works for you, that works very well for me. And I just wanted to share that with you. So just remember, make your offers with enthusiasm, with expectation, and watch how you start getting more offers accepted. Have a blessed one.